Alright guys, what's going on? It's Vince, and Jagex just released a new poll blog for the Game Jam and the POH improvements, so we're going to go through it real quick, kind of discuss what's going on, what we can look forward to in the near future in terms of the POH improvements. So, we have a few known issues that are getting cold fixed, investigated, and 2 hot fixes are on screen if you'd like to read them, surrounding Chambers of Zarek while Gothic sleeps, the Synapse, and the POH doors. And they also say, PSA, we know that some players still have a league points total that is not accurate in the main game. We're still working on restoring any missing points behind the scenes and hope to have it resolved soon. There's no place like home, especially with these new POH improvements. So again, this was a game jam for POH improvements. I think a lot of it's going to be just different customizable features and options that are going to be available, so it should all be pretty fun and pretty good stuff. I don't think too much of it's going to be controversial, but we're going to go through it anyway. So, feeling house proud? It's time to dust off those hammers and give your humble abode the globe it deserves. We've got a jam-packed update for your player-owned house this week, including some long-awaited quality of life improvements, new styles, and more room for your rooms. Let's break it down. More room for your rooms, okay. Mounted heads. Heads up, trophy collectors. Our J-Mods have cooked up a real treat for you this time. No longer must you suffer the indignity of tearing down an entire wall just to swap out your latest gruesome prize. With this update, you can now swap your mounted heads instantly without needing to rebuild from scratch. So, and here's the photo. So it looks like mounted trophy rework. It looks like you can just right-click the trophies here and just pick which one you want, which is pretty cool. So depending on which ones you have, you can kind of just add them all to your POH now instead of having to remove them, losing the head, and then having to add another one. Yeah, deleting the furniture room doesn't delete the trophies. When your POH has a display space again, you'll see the collection there. Yeah, exactly. So that should be pretty good if you want to switch things up or just simply add them to your house to collect them. How it works. While in building mode, click the trophies option on your mounted display to open the new mounted trophies menu. Then click on the stuffed heads in your inventory to mount them. The stuffed head will be added to your trophies board, allowing you to instantly swap between them. Once a head has been mounted in your collection, you can display it on the eligible trophy stand across your house, even in multiple halls at once. You can still mount additional copies of the stuffed head in the future for construction XP. Guests can now admire your entire trophy collection. Let's be honest, showing off is half the fun. Unless you're an Iron Man and no one can come in your house. But no, that looks pretty cool. You can kind of view which ones they have and you can display different ones. And yes, we've extended the feature to your stuffed fish display too. Why shouldn't you be able to switch between a big scary shark and a nice peaceful bass? This even applies when you upgrade your display. While the usual level requirements for mounting heads remain unchanged, you can now swap your heads about freely if you have a higher tier space built but want to apply a lower level trophy head. So different level 38, construction 58, 78, 82 adds the different head availabilities. This update is all about convenience, letting you refresh your display in seconds while keeping your prized trophies exactly where they belong, so get out there and start swapping those heads around. Yeah, I mean, this is good. It's something that should have been kind of added when this was added in the first place. Like, you should have been able to do this from the start, but it's cool that they're kind of going back on some of their old content and updating it so you actually can do it. New house styles available. This actually looks really cool. I think this is just a Mauritania one. Yeah. Tired of your player-owned house looking like every other building in the Pocket Dimension? We've got you covered with some brand new house styles. Swing by your local estate agent to check out these fresh new themes. The canvas style is perfect for hosting house parties under the full moon and comes with a dank, swampy aesthetic. Oh, woo. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty cool. That looks really nice, actually. I really like it with the roofs on there. If you prefer a brighter, greener vibe, look no further than the Civitas style. This truly classic look is a perfect fit for those looking to party with the Hurricanes. So this looks more, I want to say Varlamore, but that also is a lot nice, and like they said, it's brighter. So that's pretty cool. You have 2 new styles, it looks like. Again, none of this is going to be controversial in my opinion. I think them just adding customizable styles is good. It's something that should be in the game. It's something just fun to add that ultimately doesn't really affect gameplay. It's just nice that they're adding visual styles that we can choose from. Updated animations. As part of our ongoing visual refresh, we've also spruced up several animations to make furniture interactions smoother and more immersive. We've showcased some of these in our previous blog, but here's a refresher. So sitting animations, both regular sitting and throne sitting, have received a fresh animation update, making you look even more impressive as you take your rightful place on the throne. And combat ring. Stepping into battle, the entry and exit animations for the combat ring have been reworked, making your grand entrances and dramatic exits better than ever. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was talking about, not to get too off topic, but when I talk about not wanting a new skill and when it's not time for a new skill, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, where we need to just kind of refine the game itself when it comes to animations and other things, such as like the mounted heads. Like, these are things that should already be in the game and things that should have been available from day one. And need to kind of be revisited and worked on before we tackle things like a new skill, in my opinion. Treasure and storage interactions. Opening and closing chests, display cases, wardrobes, and boxes now looks much smoother, adding a touch of polish to your home storage. Yeah, again, this is just another thing that needs to be, refined before we move forward. It's nice to see that they're going back and doing things like this. Trailblazer globe enhancements. I can't think of a single player that would have noticed this, but that's cool too. That looks nice. League's Hall Inspect. We've also added new animations when inspecting the League's Hall, similar to those you may have noticed at the Varrock Museum. Classy. That's nice. I don't know who's going to use this, but it's nice. I might go try it out and then never touch it again. More room for rooms. I wish you could expand your mansion, but pesky room limits held you back? No longer. The room capacity has expanded. You'll now get up to 4 more rooms than before, depending on your construction level. As before, your room cap increases every 6 levels across most of the skills. Check out the image below to see just how many rooms you can now build. So, this is the full list. Looks like at 99 you can now have 38, which is pretty nifty. Finally, just in case you needed more excuses to get your house in order, the bookcase is now alphabetized and fits onto a single menu page. Thank God. The Beaver Pets dialogue in the Menagerie now functions correctly for all recolored variants. Again, these are things that should just be, like, correct from the start. It's nice that they're going back and doing it, but I'm going to continue to harp on it. These things need to be refined and done correctly from the start before we move forward with other updates. Like, I'd be completely happy with them saying, hey, we're going to take, 6 months to just refine the game and keep you posted on what we're refining. And then maybe open up, an open discussion and say, hey, if you have ideas on things we need to touch on and refine, please let us know. And just not add any new content for a good, 6 months. 6 months might be pushing a little bit, but, even a 3-month block during, the spring or something from, March to May or something, till the end of May, and just say, hey guys, we need your feedback on what we need to refine. That's all for this round of player and house improvements. Whether you're a master builder or just someone who enjoys a good spinning globe, we hope these changes make your home cooler and more convenient. As always, let us know what you think. Yeah, I mean, it's ultimately a good thing that they're open to feedback and open to changing something as similar as simple as inspecting my league's trophy. And I know some people are going to be like, well, it doesn't affect gameplay, it's not necessary, we don't need to spend dev time on it. But polishing the game and keeping it refined where it flows well, it looks good, you don't have issues with mounted heads where I literally can't go in and even change it, is ultimately good for the game, and it needs to be refined. Again, in my opinion, I'm completely open to new content, but something as big as a new skill, no, go back and polish your game first. Royal Titan's range defense. We're moving on a little bit. We see you, DPS calculator divas. Some of you have been diving deep into the minds of the Sacred Wiki trying to figure out what exactly is going on with Royal Titan's range defense when they start moving away from melee range. So before the tinfoil hats come out in full force, let's break it down. The moment a Royal Titan starts retreating from melee range, it becomes far more vulnerable to range attacks. While it's in this state, your ranged accuracy gets a whopping 500% boost, meaning your hits are going to land much more reliably. This effect lasts until the Titan turns around to re-engage in melee combat, so keep those arrows flying while you have the advantage. The accuracy buff also applies during the charge-up pulse attack in Stage 3, covering both the charging phase and the attack itself. Hopefully this clears up any confusion. So this is nice, they're just being transparent about parts of the Royal Titans fight, which is pretty cool. It looks like there's just certain parts of the fight where using ranged is just going to be completely beneficial given the accuracy boost right here with the 500% boost. So that ultimately is good that they're kind of like revealing that per se. So, but that's cool. There's little moments in that fight where you can kind of min-max. RuneFest 2025. So this is a big one. This is upcoming this Sunday. I'm very curious and very excited to see like what is revealed and what we have to talk about after they probably are going to reveal a bunch of things this Sunday. So that should be good. Looks like there's a lot, like a official live stream. Yeah, there's the Twitch channel. And, you know, we'll see what we get from that. So that'll be cool. The ultimate celebration of all things RuneScape is back. RuneFest 2025 will take place at the NEC in Birmingham, UK from March 1st to March 2nd. It promises to be an unmissable weekend packed with major announcements. Well, there you go. Hands-on experiences, live entertainment, and more. So we'll definitely get some major announcements, which should be, hopefully, be pretty exciting. If you can't make it in person, don't be glum. There are plenty of ways to get involved from home. Watch the RuneFest livestream. Catch all the action live, including exclusive reveals about the future game content of OSRS. We'll be streaming the summit, our biggest announcement event of the year, so you can experience it alongside the rest of the community. So it looks like it's Saturday, March 1st, 14:30 GMT on the official Old School RuneScape Twitch channel. We'll be running dedicated RuneFest channels in our official Discord where you can discuss the announcements, share event photos, and take part in special activities. They have a couple hashtags as well, which is pretty cool. Before we see the real-life RuneFest Fashionscape, we're celebrating the best in-game outfits. Join our Fashionscape competition in Discord for a chance to win exclusive prizes. This was something they touched on a previous blog post, but that's pretty cool. So you can win a Wise Old Man plush, King Black Dragon plush, and an Elbark plush for best dressed, most creative, and funniest. Winners will be announced the day after the summit, and full terms and conditions can be found at their link. Whether you're attending in person or tuning in from home, RuneFest 2025 is shaping up to be an incredible event. We can't wait to celebrate with you. Yeah, RuneFest should be pretty exciting to see. I'm specifically excited to see what gets announced and what content we have to look forward to pretty soon here. Merch, they did a partnership with the U2s. They have the Wise Old Man and the Gnome Child. These are both pretty cool. And the Gnome Child has different quotes, which is it's just a small attention to detail. It's pretty cool. Oh gosh, here, I'll play the video. So we got a little promo video with different phrases on the Gnome Child, which is pretty cool. And then the Wise Old Man. That looks pretty sweet. They did a good job with the visuals here. And then we have the anniversary line from Angel's Escapes. Take a look at these official anniversary pins. Looks like we have sort of a iridescent Dragonfire shield and a Bandos anniversary pin. Yeah, an anodized Dragonfire shield pin, limited edition of 99. And wow, both are limited edition of only 99. That's pretty cool. And then some other changes, some client and mobile changes. Oh wow, look at this. On the second one, you now have the option to revert the Emberlight, Purging Staff, and Scorching Bow back into a Synapse and any charges or infusions will be lost in the process. So it looks like, depending on what you're looking for, you might be able to just revert the Emberlight or Scorching Bow back into the Synapse and change it back into the other one, which is kind of a nice option to have there. That's kind of big. This is kind of big too. Echo Virtus Robes are now recognized as a Zeros item in the God Wars dungeon. And that's about it. Everything else is pretty minor. A little bit of Dead Bounty Hunter, PvP world rotations, and that's it. Signed the old school team. So that's pretty good. Pretty cool update. A couple minor things with the Synapse and the Echo Virtus at the end there. Got a little bit of Runefest going on. It should be fun. We're gonna get a lot more new items, but as always, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. Again, my name is Vince. I go by Baruch's Human Game, and I'll see you next time.